classmates. Thank you once again, always, for helping me out. Today I'm going to talk to you about, as you can see, code switching. And I chose the topic, I'm taking linguistics class, and I chose this topic because it's a topic that's very personal to me. I grew up speaking two languages, and I often was told that the reason why I would code switch was because I didn't have enough proficiency in either one of the languages. And growing up, I felt like I couldn't or wasn't good at either one of them. I still sometimes feel that way, but after reading and studying more about I'm working on getting rid of those misconceptions. But anyways, in case you didn't know what code switching was, code switching is when two people that speak the same languages, more than one, go back and forth between switching from one language to another. For me, it was, of course, English and Spanish. I have here, you see this person? That's me. I'm curly hair, and this is a dude, not my boyfriend though. But anyways, it's two people. One saying, "Oye pues, see you soon. No estoy lista." Yeah, for sure. Finish getting ready. Y nos vemos prontito. That's just kind of an example of how one code switches. And it's interesting to, I was reading a lot of the literature that came along with it, and a long time ago it was thought that, like I said, code switching was a sign of a deficiency. But in reality, it actually shows a high proficiency in both languages, because, I mean, as you know, even learning one language is to me an amazing phenomenon. Now when two people or a person can switch back and forth between a language and not miss, like, still keep informed, like the grammar and everything, and and respect the grammar rules of both languages within one utterance, that to me is just amazing. And I love watching people go back and forth between languages. It's a very interesting thing to watch. So anyways, I'm not gonna bore you with all the specific not strange, but the research and who said this and who said that. But I do want to just let you know that as English teachers here in Korea, what code switching can mean for us as teachers. I know being here in Korea, depending on the school, there could be a negative feelings towards the L1 being Korean, be used in the classrooms. It just depends on the school. However, there was a study. I looked at two different studies. One that was done in Pakistan with over 400 teachers selected randomly, and that was to show how teachers viewed code switching being used in the classroom. And the second study that I looked at kind of showed the student side, how they feel about their teacher code switching in the classroom, and that was done in a study in Malaysia in the university. What you see here around this middle part are the different reasons why teachers code switch in the classroom. In case you can't read it from where you're watching, the first one here says checking for understanding, emphasis, topic shift, linguistic competence. Linguistic competence was at the bottom of the list of reasons why teachers code switch. There's clarification, ease of expression, repetitive function, creating a sense of belonging, translation, and giving instructions effectively. Clarification is one of the reasons that rank the highest in the 406 teachers of why they code switch. So based on this, it seems like code switching can be very beneficial to the students, especially when it comes to like clarifying something that's not understood, or even giving clear instructions seem to be very beneficial to the student. Now, if we look at the other study that I did from the student side, excuse me, we can see that what the students perceive as something completely different than what the teacher assumes is beneficial to the student. Actually, the study showed that even though the students felt that it was beneficial for them, they still didn't think it so great of a thing for their teacher to code switch, and they kind of seemed to them as a deficiency. And but they realized that there is a need for, or there is a benefit to code switching in the classroom. So then, from these two studies, what can we gather as English teachers here in Korea? Well, I think one thing is to not completely dismiss the use of code switching in the classroom. Of course, all in accordance to what our schools allow us to do. I know that for me personally, when I first started teaching English, I was 100% against the use of code switching. However, now I maybe like 4 years ago, when I started to learn Korean, I found it actually very beneficial, and for me, it created a sense of like connection with the students, for them to see that I could say a few little things like sit down, stand up in Korean, or even that I knew that like what the past tense was in Korean, even though I couldn't speak full sentences or anything in Korean. The fact that they could make that connection was beneficial to them. So as teachers, I hope that we can consider it, look at our students and see if they can benefit from the code switching. I know sometimes high-level students might not feel a need for the code switching, but maybe for the lower level students, it might be more beneficial. Again, as teachers, we need to be well aware of our students' English and Korean, well, not Korean abilities, but their English abilities and how they feel about going back and forth between languages. So I think before a teacher tries or attempts to use code switching, they should consider the students and how they feel about it, and of course the students' needs. If you want more of the specific detailed information, you can send me a message and I can email you my my final. It has it's a really good overview of what linguistics is. For this purpose of this presentation, I wanted to focus on how we teachers can practically use code switching in the classroom. I hope you learned something from this presentation. Don't forget to comment at the bottom. And thank you very much once again, and happy holidays. Bye.